Fashion changes all the time. Sometimes cycles repeat themselves, fads go fast, and classics stay for a long time. Do you remember those clothes that you wore when you were like 12? For me, it was chevron skirts and super chunky, colorful necklaces. I had them in every color and style, and a lot of girls around me did too. Looking back, that style was atrocious, but it was what everyone wore. Look at what you're wearing right now. A lot of the trends are most likely from the 70s, 80s, 90s, thousands, and even today, of course. It might have been tweaked a little bit, but it all comes back in a cycle. One thing that is always consistent is fashion. You always need something to wear, no matter where or who you are. We are affected by fads, trends, and the media. If you pick any point in time, you can probably pick out an outfit that has different styles and trends from then and today. Fashion evolves over time. Things we wear today are influenced by back then, and we're influencing the future. So let's go through each era to see what has come back today and what might come back in the future. So according to Central Casting, the 70s were a time where people really started to become creative with their fashion. Social norms were breaking down, and things like that. Vogue said, quote, "There are no rules in the fashion game now," end quote. I'm so thankful for the 70s to be opening up fashion and creativity and making fashion more fun. Some staples of the 70s were bell-bottom pants, frayed jeans, miniskirts, maxi dresses, tie-dye, peasant blouses, and ponchos. The 70s played with fun silhouettes. Accessories for the 70s include chokers, headbands, scarves, and jewelry that was made out of things like wood, stones, feathers, beads, and all things natural. More 70s trends were bright colors, tight t-shirts, flare pants, sweaters, cardigans, boots, pastels, and platforms. Some other colors that people wore were baby blue, yellow, mauve, and peach. Texture was also a really big thing, so different textures of clothing and fabrics that made things more exciting. So what 70s fashion has come back today? Things like tie-dye, miniskirts, frayed jeans, cardigans, boots, and platforms are huge, as well as bright colors. And the big boot cuts are coming back as well. Although they are tweaked in many clothing items, those trends are still here, slowly turning into classics. So as fashion evolves again, we're going to move into the 80s and talk about that. So according to the Pearl source, the 80s had, we knew, but the 80s had no cell phones or internet, so digital and social media couldn't affect things like fashion. So things like bands, brands, and celebrities were what really impacted people. The shoes people wore in the 80s were things like Jordans, Doc Martens, Mary Janes, Jellies, and moccasins. Men wore Oxford shirts, polo shorts, turtlenecks, khakis, suspenders, striped linen suits, and corduroy. Fun. Women wore high-waisted jeans, leg warmers, ripped denim, spandex, lycra, acid wash jeans, statement shoulder business suits, stuff that goes like that, punk leather items, and leotards. Accessories include things like scrunchies, leg warmers, fingerless gloves, plastic bangles, funky earrings, mesh accents, fanny packs, and pearl necklaces. So a lot of stuff that we see today. So as I just said, 80s fashion is very prominent today. Shoes like Jordans, Doc Martens, Vans, and Mary Janes are popular. High-waisted jeans, denim, especially ripped denim, spandex, scrunchies, funky earrings, and fanny packs are becoming trendy again. Many of these pieces will stay in fashion, and this is a lot of what I wear. So once more, as the decade changes, so does the fashion. According to CNN Style, in the 90s, people wanted things low maintenance. So the classics were slip dresses, Doc Martens, chokers, crop tops. People loved delicate things, so like delicate slip dresses and things like that. They also loved biker shorts. Princess Diana was a huge thing. Turtlenecks, high-waisted jeans, baggy tees, scrunchies again, and grunge lingerie style pieces. Interesting. Things became more feminine again. A good phrase to describe how it was is it girls and broody boys. So much of 90s fashion is seen today. People wear slip dresses, Doc Martens, crop tops, biker shorts. I love biker shorts. High-waisted jeans, baggy t-shirts, and lingerie style pieces. I wear many of these pieces often. This is probably the era where most of my fashion comes from personally. So, according to Central Casting, as now we go into the 2000s, otherwise known as Y2K, This is where a lot of different aesthetics start to come into play. These include hip-hop, streetwear, emo, scene, and athleisure wear. This era also brought the rise of fast fashion, unfortunately. There were so many trends for people to go through. Some of them include shiny black tones, reflective metallics, mesh, handkerchief tops, box-pleated leather skirts, shiny pants, sparkly shoes, leather jackets, statement dress shirts, and chunky shoes. More trends were denim everything, crop tops, hoodies, low-rise flounder jeans, not my favorite, cargo pants, dukes, jean shirts, off-the-shoulder tops, ribbed sweaters, platform sandals, Ugg boots, sneakers, and tracksuits. So as you can see, there was a lot of trends happening, which is why, fast fashion was really happening. So Y2K fashion is making a huge comeback, especially on social media. Things like crop tops, denim skirts, and leather are still here and classics, but those other trends are booming on platforms like TikTok and Instagram. Social media also brings a lot of fast fashion. Now for today's fashion. According to Pure Wow, since the 2020s are just beginning, the trends aren't fully set yet. Social media is a huge influence on fashion. Whatever trend happens, everyone sees right away and buys them instantly. So another thing about fast fashion. So there are several trends that have already happened. COVID made everyone go online, causing a huge push of leisure fashion. Things like biker shorts and custom sweatsuits were huge, still are. Anything comfortable was popular. Tie-dye, 90s nostalgia, and cashmere everything were big. Now that we're coming out of quarantine, people want to be seen and be creative. So fun prints, bright colors, more exciting outfits, things like cottagecore, cabincore, all the cores, and also chain necklaces are huge. So we will just see how the rest of the 20s evolve and what will come. So many of these trends will come again. They may change over time. I can't wait to see what trends happen. Things from the 70s, 80s, 90s, thousands, and today are going to keep coming in a cycle, and there's going to be new things introduced that will come back. So picture this. It's 15 years from now, and your daughter comes downstairs. She's wearing a chevron skirt and a chunky necklace. To your horror, she's wearing the exact same thing you did when you were 12. But that's how fashion works. It comes back around. So when going through your closet, consider keeping that acid wash jacket just a little bit longer, because it may just come back into style. Thank you.